Hey, Coach Lillian, can you hear me? Type in the chat if you can here on Zoom. I see you here, but I know your audio or your video isn't connected, so just let me know in the chat that you can hear me. We'll get started in about 5 minutes. I wanted to jump on early, of course, and chat with you guys, pray a little bit, and dive in. So let me know. Hey, Facebook Live. We are live on Zoom if you want to come join us. I'm going to share us out here. I guess I should have gave it time to populate. Let's see. Say hey when you come in the room. Let me know you're here. I can't see your face or your name just yet. So let me know it's you so I can give you a shout out. Hey girl. Facebook is very, very interesting. A preview will be added to your post after you share it. I don't know if I believe you, but I'll go. So it's day 5. Oh, it did. Excuse me, Facebook. And let me share it. That's so cool. We are here. Let's see. I don't know how I'm going to be able to see the other ones. Maybe it's not a big deal. Is it a big deal? May have to risk the double speak. Well, no, I can't do that anyway because I'm going to be chatting. Okay, so I'm going to come back to our group. And make sure that we are still streaming. There we go. Okay. So can you hear me? Let me know on Facebook Live, in the chat, and on Zoom here in the chat. It is 5:55. That means something somewhere. We're going to dive in just a few short minutos. Hey, can you hear me, Coach Lillian? Let me know in the chat. Type it in the chat.
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Awesome. So
I went from Facebook to Zoom, though.
Okay, that is perfectly fine. So I am going to mute you back out. Talk to me in the chat if you will, and that way we can get our recording going. Let me get my screen going. And yeah, if you got questions, type it up. Have your typing fingers ready. Because we're about to dive in. Thank you for being here. Being the first one here, too. I love it. Okay. So.
Because I have a potential customer, a potential that I invited today. We met, and she wanted some questions about it. So I put her on, and she's looking up some information on you.
Okay. Sounds good.
She's ready to invest in herself.
Sounds good. So I'm trying to make sure I'm on the, I don't think I'm on the right one, Coach. Okay. So I can't multitask. So I can't talk to you and do this. So
you're fine. I'm listening.
Chat me in the chat. So I will come back and read it. I'm thinking I'm live on here with y'all and I'm on something else. Okay. Let me concentrate. We got 3 minutes. Thank you, Coach.
You're on both of them. You're on both of them, Coach AJ. Because when I was in
okay, I gotta make sure it's set up on my end the right way. So okay. Let me double check. Okay. Thank you, Coach. All right. Okay, so it is. Okay, there we go. Lord, I was wondering why it was. Okay, I think I got it. Y'all know how I am with this tech now, so I gotta focus. Make sure it's not me. All right, so okay, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, because I only see 3 people. I see myself and 2 of you.
Yeah, so we're on Zoom.
Okay.
I'm trying to get Facebook right.
Okay.
And then, yeah, of course, more people will come and hang out with us. I'm just trying to make sure I'm in the right place, sharing the right information. But for some reason, I don't know what Facebook is doing. This is a little weird. Oh, I think that's when we do the chat. Okay. I think I got it. 2 more minutes and we'll get started. I cannot see this. Okay. This is so weird. Okay, I'm gonna turn it up. Oh, I guess because it's not a regular. Oh, well. Okay. Okay, I think we ready out. Hello, Shanel peoples. How are you? What city you represent, girl? Hello, Ben and Lizzie. Not sure who. Oh, Jada. Okay, I was like, thank you for changing your name, girl. I was like, who is that? Welcome. Let's dive in. We're going to go ahead and say a quick prayer. Welcome, New York. Okay, I thought I'd seen you on day 1. New York in the house. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for day 5 of the Black Woman Future Christian Certified Life Coach Challenge, Masterclass, all the things. I mix it up every time we pray. But we thank you for being here with us. We thank you for getting us to this day. We thank you for just breathing life into the vision that you have given us as professionally trained, skilled, qualified Black women Christian Certified Life Coaches. God, flow tonight. Speak to our hearts and to our minds and give us a yes, Lord. I heard through the grapevine that some of your future coaches are waiting on your word. They're waiting on a sign, Jesus. So give them that sign tonight. Let them know what next steps to take. We welcome you in, God. We pray over our families, our friends, our loved ones, ourselves, Lord. We need you too, Jesus. So just touch and anoint tonight. Speak to that call to Coach, Jesus, and we'll forever give your name glory, honor, and praise. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Let me see some amens in the chat, y'all. Hello, Coach Helen. How are you? So, really quick, okay, either you've been here live all 5 days now, which I'm going to miss y'all, by the way. I felt it today. Or you have watched the replays. Who here has done that? Because then I got another question for you. Shouts out to all of our newly registered future Black women Christian certified life coaches. Woo, woo. Welcome to the family, friends and family. Tonight, we're talking all things Q&A about our one-day Black woman Christian life coach certification self-study system, featuring over 20 of the most common, frequently asked questions that you may not have thought to ask me about the program, and I'm answering them for you, okay, based on questions that I get all the time. If you have a new question, put it in the chat. I'm here to talk and answer those questions. And if we need to hop on a call after tonight, as long as my voice holds out, I may or may not be gifting some more complimentary coaching calls to talk about you joining the program. I don't know. Just whatever thus saith the Lord, okay? So if you didn't get in on the giveaway a couple nights ago, then maybe you'll get one tonight if you're not one of our coaches already and you have questions specifically about coming to train with me. That's all we're going to talk about, okay? So I may gift a session or so, about 30 minutes of my time, as long as I can talk. Y'all know I ran out of voice last night. I'm surprised I'm clear today. Coach Helen says she's watched some live and all replays. You go, Coach Helen. We talked about you recently. For those who didn't have PayPal. And I remember when you joined us last year, you was like, what's PayPal? And you was like, don't worry about it. I figured it out. And you did. And you powered through the program. I loved watching your journey and hearing how even your support circle around you at home were celebrating you and cheering you on. And to see you cross that finish line was just like, it just did my heart happy. So thank you for still being a part of our crew and just you're trucking along. I watch all of y'all. Y'all inspire me with your stories and where you start. I love seeing your growth. I chat about you guys with my coaches and my mentors. They love your stories. So that's why I keep in touch with you guys in the inbox and on the phone calls and sometimes video chats depending on how I am, but you know. So thank you all for being here, especially if you're already one of our coaches. If you're new here, welcome, girl. It's okay if this is your first day. The replays will be available until Friday, April 1st, 2022, at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in our Future Black Life Coach Facebook group. So you can watch and rewatch to your heart's content. You get a free trial of Netflix for the next 7 days, okay? So have at it. Have your way. Let the Lord have his way. Hello, Patrina. How are you? So, really quick, for those of you who attended yesterday, we spent some time together really deep diving into what the Black Woman Christian Life Coach Certification Self-Study System is. Who is joining us for the Black Woman Christian Life Coach Certification Self-Study System tonight? Let me see. You can send me a private message. You can put it in the comments below. Let me know either way so that, again, I can be touching and agreeing with you, praying for you. I understand, we got some paydays around the corner. We got some payment arrangements that need to be made. Some of y'all just straight balling and about to go pay that full $1,997 tonight. And then, of course, we have our coaches who registered yesterday. So let me know, and I definitely want to welcome you in. Make sure you get your handbook tonight and get you going so that in the very, 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 very near future, you can be like one of our coaches here. Her name is Coach Valerie Brown. She has the gift of prophecy. When she called to register with me, she prophesied that I needed to do more trainings like this, that women around the world needed this. And sis was right. So let me see if I can see This little bitty, it's so small on my screen. Y'all get the big screen. Y'all spoiled, okay? But she says, thank you for everything. My number one expectation of the Black Woman Christian Life Coach Certification Self-Study Program was met was that there was enough information for me to become competent and certified, which was confirmation based on previous experience. One reason I would recommend this Black Woman Christian Life Coach Certification training to others is the short time frame. So that's Coach Valerie 171. I told y'all those coach numbers come in handy. So she has a beautiful picture on here, just sharing words of encouragement with you guys about coming to join us in the self-study system. Tonight is all about Q&A. I'm going to teach a little bit, of course. However, if you have a question that's not addressed tonight during the Q&A, put it in the chat. Talk to me. That's what it's about. You don't have to. You can come join us on Zoom if you're on Facebook Live. I forgot to put that in the chat. LifeCoachLivestream.com. We're live on Zoom. For now, we'll stay on mute and y'all just talk to me in the chat. I may open it up at the end. Maybe that's what I'll do instead of the other thing I'm thinking. But let me let you know about the difference between the two types of coaches when it comes to being certified versus non-certified. So non-certified, and you're calling yourself a coach, means that you're considered uncredible. That means that you could get sued. And as a side note, certified coaches can get sued as well. However, when you go through a really good, credible certification like the one I offer, excuse me, you can get sued too. Just saying. But when you're certified and you have knowledge on how to cover your assets, thanks to conversations with lawyers that I've had, you are much more likely to be protected, covered in the blood and legally. Excuse me. There go my voice. Y'all better pray. Okay. So when you're non-certified and you're calling yourself a coach, not only are you uncredible, you are more at risk for being sued because you'll do something called tort negligence. And that's a legal term for over-promising and under-delivering. And if someone can point that out, whether y'all have a contract or not, they can take you to a court of law and take your money. There is a high-level coach who I knew personally who was recently sued. And I'm not sure if she's certified, but she is very well known in the industry. But now she has, had legal counsel, went back and corrected some things, did end up having to pay for the mistake that was made. And now she shares that as her story. And so it's definitely a lesson learned and a teaching moment. And I share that because, as I mentioned, you'll hear in the industry, some high-level coaches will tell you you don't have to get certified. You don't have to. However, if you want to know how to cover yourself, get in a really good training like the one I offer and find out, okay? Because without a certification, you'll always wonder, am I doing this right? Or, excuse me, did I leave something out? Or why would someone pay me to coach them? That imposter syndrome kicks in heavy, and it should. The Bible talks about studying to show thyself approved. And it's a whole lot of scripture that tells us to learn. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And so it's not fair for you to just pick up a title, call yourself a coach, and go try to help people, end up messing with someone's life or messing up someone's life and not have to pay the consequences, right? Like, would you want somebody to do that to you? Like if you went to the doctor and they did all the stuff they have to do to us as women, you out in there with your legs all cocked open, they all up in your business, they feeling on your breast for lumps, they, doing whatever they got to do. And then you get home and you look them up online and realize they ain't even been to med school. You're going to feel violated, as you should. You also are going to sue for malpractice. Well, because the life coaching industry is unregulated, we don't have things like malpractice and a code of ethics and things like that. So that's why I've developed the Christian Coaching Code of Conduct, which tells you don't be messing with folk without a certification. And even after you're certified, it's important to continue to invest in your education, growing your knowledge, growing your company, growing your expertise and your experience, getting some hands-on wisdom, okay? Those life lessons learned. So I share that because if you don't have training, some of your clients won't trust you. I don't know if you guys were on just a few short minutes ago when Coach Lillian was saying she shared my information with a friend, and that friend is now looking me up. So that means everything that friend finds online better be legit, right? It better check out, because now somebody has told her about me. So because your name will sit on the lips of your clients, you have to be careful, making sure that you have your training, because you want your clients to trust you. If they find out that you're not certified, sometimes a client doesn't know to ask, but sometimes you're going to meet other coaches. You will coach other coaches. They know about certification. And so you don't want another coach to find out you're uncertified trying to coach them, because then your trust and your reputation really goes down the drain and you can't come back from that. It's a small world in the coaching industry, especially in the Black life coaching industry. Word travels fast. You will be surprised how many familiar names come up in conversation, and you want it to be a good thing, right? So without training, some clients won't trust you enough to work with you. Some people may not want to pay you. They may feel like you should work for free since you haven't invested in your education on how to help them. Or if you meet someone like me, yes, I'm certified. Yes, I look for coaches who specialize. But if I find out that you don't have your stuff together, it messes with my spirit. Therefore, I can't get what you've promised to give me. And I have had encounters like that recently, and it threw me into a depression, a mental spiral. And that's why you want to be certified, because you also want to learn that fine line between coaching and counseling. Because not knowing the medical history or the mental capacity of your clients, or what questions that you can and can't ask, what services you can and can't deliver as a coach, you can do something called re-traumatization to a person, where you trigger something in them that you're not trained to handle or bring them back from. And I have personally recently dealt with that because a coach was not who they claimed to be. So I share that from personal experience. You don't want to be guilty for re-traumatization or re-victimization, where again, you say something or you do something or you ask the wrong question, not knowing what you're doing as an uncertified coach. Or if you continue to find yourself helping people, or you've been coaching all your life, but you just aren't getting paid for it, it's because people do not respect you because you don't carry the title. Just like in the Black church, when it's first Sunday, third Sunday, and everybody got to wear their collars and sit on the first 3 rows, or your pastor shows up in the bishop garb, or first lady has a certain dress style that she wears. There's a protocol to this thing. It's order and organization. The Bible says to do things in decency and in order. And I feel like a lot of people don't know that just picking up the title, calling themselves a coach, not being certified, leaves them in a very vulnerable position, but it also puts their clients at risk. So I wanted to start there first, because you're going to find it hard for people to pay you, to respect you, to consider you credible. You're going to find it hard to even ask for money if you haven't even invested money in you. You're going to be like, well, why should people pay me? I haven't even, paid myself, if you will, in this knowledge or investing in my skill. You're going to feel like you need permission to call yourself a coach. You may pick up the title, change your title on Facebook or something like that to Coach so-and-so, knowing you ain't really delved into the information of getting certified properly, investing in a quality training. but you're knowing deep inside that something ain't right. You're going to always second guess yourself. You're going to always feel like you need permission to tell others you're a coach or call yourself a coach or charge money for the skill of coaching and ultimately change lives. And so your lack of certification really equals a lack of status. It's a major difference. You're always going to be wondering, how can I stand out? You know, you're always going to be copying other people because you're not staying true to your call. And so I personally believe when you honor the call in your life and you humbly submit yourself, learn under leadership that has gone before you, paved the way, struggled and survived, and can point and save you some time, I believe God honors that gift. That's you literally walking in the faith. Faith without works is dead. So this is you walking and working your faith, and God is honoring that. And so he's going to line you up with exactly what you need, with where you need to go. Even if you've been through a certification process and you haven't been practicing, or like Coach Lillian said yesterday during our training, that frame has a little bit of dust on it. So you ain't even studying your certificate half the time. So really that means you probably haven't been out practicing that gift or that skill, or it's time to refresh those skills because it's a new season. It's a new day. A fresh anointing is coming your way. It's time to re-up on those skills. I can quote that song. That's my bishop, Bishop William H. Murphy III. Okay. So I share that because you want to know that you have status. And again, your lack of certification is a lack of status. It's a lack of accomplishment. What have you accomplished? Yeah, you've been through some stuff in your life. We'll talk about that. But you really want to feel accomplished. You really want to know that you've been trained to do what you've been called to do. So because you haven't been trained, you're not going to be able to see your name in lights or on a certificate or in a frame to even collect dust. But when you say yes to your certification, whether you come train with me, whether you move on and eventually come back to me, because that's what y'all are going to do. That's the pattern here. Certified means that the certificate definitely looks good with your name on it and your coaching number on it. But you can also finally check off certified life coach on your ever expanding list of things that you always wanted to do. You can also know and say and brag to your colleagues. You can have one up on them like, well, I'm a certified life coach, you know, shake your little shoulder shimmy a little bit. And so if you've ever wondered, you know, where do I start? Who do I trust? You've been looking for someone who looks like you, who gets you, who understands you, your struggle, your learning style, and your accountability styles. Because a lot of us, and I say us, because I have women who have enrolled in our training program, but here it is months later and they running from me. But I know how to hold us accountable. I know what to say to get you to answer your phone or send you in a text message to make sure you complete the training process. Because again, this is what you say God is leading you to do. So my job, I babysit your fears. I'm the auntie of your coaching business. I'm going to call and check on my nieces, okay? I ain't stunned you and your problems and your headaches and what had happened in your life, because me too, sis. Me too. So how's the business? What module you on in the training? How can I help you? What questions do you have? What resources do you need? Is the link working? And I know exactly where you are in the training based on your request that the program is designed to track. So I keep up with all of our coaches, and yes, it's a lot because everybody's going at different paces. And so I get requests and notifications all throughout the day, but I celebrate you guys when I see you've completed a module and I'm like, oh, she's so close to the end. Coach Helen can attest to this. Like, just keep going. You're so close. You're almost done. Having that cheerleader in your corner is a form of accountability. So even, you know, maybe before our masterclass, you wondered all these things, you know, who to trust, where to start, how much does it cost, how long will it take, what's the commitment time, what is the program covered. We dove deep into that yesterday. Very intense training. Go back and watch day 4 if you missed it. Be a Coach Helen and watch all the replays, all the days, okay? Because you're here for a reason. Maybe you're like the women that I talked to where you've tried researching and you've tried following other coaches online and you've tried calling and emailing other training companies for more information. Some of y'all may have called my office and we talked and I'm like, girl, okay, so what's your next move? I got all your questions answered. What you gonna do? You ready? And yes, it's a big step. However, just know that I'm in this with you. Like, I literally have a tab pulled up behind this screen waiting on me to pay $5,000 for a coaching program that I've been waiting to be available again. So I'm in the same boat as you, growing, learning, investing, taking risks, coaching, being coached. And so this is just the beginning of a process. And what I love about this process is everything I learn, I bring it back to y'all. That's why I give you a full year's access to the Black Woman Christian certification, because I'm always updating our handbook. So you got a year to get a full, like, every time I update, every time I share new knowledge, every time I create another program, you get a copy of that handbook, okay? And so you'll have a years long unlimited access to our updated handbook when you register during this masterclass. Don't come at me 5 years from now to you remember back in 19? Nope. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even care if you can show me a recording. I don't know what you're talking about. So you want to make sure that you're not trying, to coach on your own, knowing something don't feel right. You know that if the problems that you came to this training with all those questions, if they were solved, you would feel accomplished, because life coaching earns you a status. We love status, right? We love titles. We love certificates, accomplishments, achievements. We're type A personalities. We are twins in a lot of things. I'm speaking from experience, but I'm speaking because I know you too, sis, right? Let me see some hands if I've mentioned anything that you've had in your mind coming to this training with these questions that were just swerving around in your head. Let me see some. Y'all know the rules, how this goes, because once you get that life coach certification, you're going to earn a certain level of status. You're going to be given permission to coach, which allows you to confidently call yourself a coach. You ain't like, well, I kind of coach a little bit on the side on Sundays after midnight. You don't have to do that. You don't have to hide. You can confidently call yourself a coach and tell others about it. Plus, you get to show them your coaching skills. Now, I just remembered I posted this live on my Facebook page. If you're watching on my profile page, join us in the Facebook group over at futureblackLifeCoaches.com so you can see all 4 days of our training, because maybe you're like, okay, I missed some of it, I get some of it, but what's she talking about? Come on in the group, sis. Come on in the group. futureblackLifeCoaches.com. So life coach certification training is an investment. It's where you make your money back finding a training that teaches you how to not only coach in that refined skill, polishing up those coaching skills, but how to market, how to sell, how to create a strategy to help you find your clients so that they can reimburse you for what you've invested in your training. That's how you have to look at certification or any type of continuing education. Are there any questions about anything that I've shared so far? Let me know. While you're doing that, I'm going to talk about a few frequently asked questions I get. Things like, are there prerequisites? When does the training start? Is there an agenda? Where will it be held? What if I can't attend? What if I'm already certified? Do I have to be on Facebook? Are there refunds? I didn't see my question addressed yet or hear you address it. Is there some other place that we can chat? These are things that come up frequently, in addition to how I answer them. And y'all know I have been straight to the point up to this point. Nothing's gonna change. I'm the same way in your training. So let me be blunt, like I've been all 4 days of our 5 days together. If you pass on this offer to join us a year from today, will you be a Black woman Christian certified life coach with a quality coaching education, a deeper dive into the Christian life coaching industry, who's building a successful Christian coaching company with the help of a few fellow Black women certified Christian life coaches? Those were several questions in that whole run-on sentence question, but probably not. You'll probably still be researching, investigating, training companies, watching my journey and the coaches who join us during this masterclass. And you're going to see what other Christian coaches are doing and excelling in, making money from what you know in your heart that you too have been called to do as a Black woman Christian certified life coach. Because let's face it, y'all, we're different. You need encouragement. You need empowerment. You need engagement. Sometimes you need a little bit of entertainment to keep you going. All the E's is what I call vitamin E. We have a list of things to keep you going with that vitamin E. You also need a working blueprint from another Black woman certified Christian life coach who is successful and showing you what comes next, whether your next is after your 9 to 5, whether your next is, after the empty nesting. And also you need to be given a working model of exactly how to get paid to be who you already are. We did our personality assessments yesterday, our Christian coaching personality assessment. We did Christian coaching qualities and the common coaching characteristics and categories. I have quizzed y'all and assessed your skills up to this point. So you know about the working model, about the blueprint of exactly who you are, not having to change who you are, because people are looking to pay you for who you already are. You came to this masterclass already with an idea that you wanted to get paid. You already are a good listener. You told me at day one you are someone who's easy to talk to. That means that people are looking for you and your coaching style. And so go ahead and check out blacklifecoachcertification.com. It should be in the bottom of your screen. I don't see it. It's supposed to be there. There it is. I'm going to go back though because I need this slide again. But www.blacklifecoachcertification.com is where you should be right now if you haven't already visited to sign up for the one-day Black Woman Christian Life Coach Certification Self-Study System, because you want to be amongst people who are going where you say you want to go. So when you get this training, you get immediate access to the proper professional education that you need for becoming a professionally trained, skilled, qualified Black woman Christian certified life coach, so you don't have to guess if you're doing it right. So real quick, I have a question for you. Even if, again, you're not training with me or you're not getting certified through me, maybe you're going to still stick it out and try something else. Wouldn't you like to learn in a way that directly relates to you and where you are in life, like right now? And then learn how to tie that into your natural gifts, your natural talents to stand out in the life coaching industry, while also gaining the latest and the necessary modern day methods and models of successful life coaching? I know that was a long question too. But when you think about it and you really ask yourself that question, this is where the one-day Black woman Christian life coach certification self-study system comes into play. Coach Belinda B., she says you owe it to your clients to obtain the necessary knowledge to guide them. And I agree. So that's why I wanted to share her quote with you guys. So here are some additional frequently asked questions. And again, if a new question comes to mind, post it in the comments below. If you're live here with me on Zoom, post it in the Zoom chat. So let me start us off. Here are the questions people usually ask. Some of them are statements, and then I'm going to share what my responses are. So they'll say, I've been coaching all my life. Just like Miss Sophia, all my life I've been a coach. That's what I hear when I hear that. I've been coaching all my life. I just didn't know what to call it. Many of y'all have said that during the training this week. Doesn't what I've been through in my life and my story and my testimony alone qualify me to coach? I got to say it in my Miss Sophia voice. Let me be real, sis. Your life experience does not qualify you to coach other people. Period. That's a complete sentence. Because what that usually does is turn into giving advice. Remember, we talked about a coach does not share advice or opinions. And so you trying to coach based on your life experience and help people, you're going to start giving advice. You're going to start sharing your opinion from more of a mentor. Remember the quiz, the Black Life Coach quiz? You're going to be more of a mentor or a girlfriend's perspective on that, which means you're not listening like you could know how to do, where we leverage listening. You're not going to be asking really good questions that lead your clients to their own breakthroughs that are sustainable. And like As a professionally trained, skilled, qualified Black woman Christian certified life coach, you're trained to do this. Without knowing how to leverage listening, ask some phenomenal questions. What that ends up doing when a person asks for your help, you're not certified, you try to coach, you give your advice, you share your opinion, that's called codependency. Because what usually happens 9 times out of 9 is that they're going to go out, implement your advice that you did in your life. Usually it's not going to work for them. They come back and tell you that it didn't work. What else you got? You don't want to train your clients to be dependent on you for their answers. But you wouldn't know not to do that unless you were certified through me, because I really dive into how to get your clients to their own aha moments, their own breakthroughs, to where they're going to say, like our coaches tell me, Dr. AJ, I heard you on my shoulder. What would Dr. AJ say? And they learn how to coach themselves. And that's where you want to get your client to a place where they're not depending on you for their answers. You're trying to help them grow. So the Bible in Matthew 13:16 says, but your eyes are blessed because they do see, and your ears because they do hear. And in James 1:19 it says, be swift to hear, slow to speak, rightfully dividing the word of truth. And so in Christian coach certification, we teach these secrets because they're scripture based. We teach you how to have what we call spiritual success skills, okay, as a newly certified Black woman Christian life coach. So this will save you from embarrassment of being a preachy person that's attempting to coach with your hand on your hip. You rolling your neck and you telling people what they coulda, shoulda, woulda, oughta did in your opinion, and it ain't working for them. And you wondering why they don't want to pay you. They ain't coming back. They talking about you. They ain't recommending people. They hiding from. Yeah, it's a lot. But it happens. So don't just adopt the title of coach and hope for the best. Even if you believe you've been coaching all your life. I don't care. You haven't. Okay? End of discussion. I'm just saying. I remember I was afraid to call myself a coach without having proper education and skills behind that craft. I mean, think about it. This is somebody's life, y'all. We are life coaches. We help people with their life. So as soon as I got my certificate in my hand, then you couldn't tell me nothing. But before that, I was like, nope, not taking on the title. Need to go learn this skill. What is this life coaching thing? This man has some stuff he can teach me. I'm going to humble myself. I'm going to sit at his feet and I'm going to learn. And I did that for years. Even though it only took 2 days for me to get my certificate, but I was determined to master this area. So I want to encourage you to care enough to invest in yourself, invest in your business and your future coaching clients. And you'll no longer have to guess or Google your way through if you're doing it right. You will no longer have that nagging feeling of, oh, this don't feel right. You know, you squirming in your chair and stuff, trying to act like you know what you're doing. Okay. S. Umont says, though you might have some natural abilities, it is better to understand formally the tools and the techniques you can support your clients with. So just like the quotes from the coaches that I'm sharing tonight, just like the scriptures I just shared that talks about be slow to speak, that goes into coaching. You have to be willing to sit and listen, slow to speak, slow to anger. You know, so if you've ever found yourself frustrated, or if you've ever been in a position where maybe you did share some helpful tips with people and they went out and implemented them, like Coach Cecilia that I told you about, and they went and had success with it, but they never came back to thank you. And now you're mad at them because they got more success than you. You have to know how to contain that as a coach. And so that comes with the skill of self-study. And that's why our program is a self-study course. Another question I get a lot is the course all online? I'm not very techie or good with technology. So while this training is completely online, it is filled with easy to access audios, easy to print worksheets, easy to click and watch videos. So if you can press play, you're okay. That's the slogan, okay? Plus, you're provided with a step-by-step instruction manual on exactly how to gain access to every part of this easy to follow training. And it's been said quite often by our coaches that it flows very well. So you guys heard Coach Corinthia's testimonial yesterday where she was like, I love the flow of this training because your handbook matches the videos, and I didn't have to wait. I didn't have to try to figure things out on my own. And so, yeah, we designed it that way. And by we, I mean me, myself, I, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. We a team over here. So www.blacklifecoachcertification.com. I just posted it in the comments on Facebook. You can head there now and get registered. We have payment plans available to get you started. You'll get access to everything. I ain't worried about you running away. Jesus know where you live, and I know where he lives. So we handle things in excellence, okay? Another question I get is, how long is the certification good for? So you're only required to go through this course once. Okay, you'll have unlimited use of your certificate as a Black woman Christian certified life coach. I don't make you recertify. If you take longer than a year, I gotta say it like that with an attitude, because some of y'all be like, how long do you need to take a 24-hour course? I give you a year. If I don't hear from you and you dodge me, and we do have people who try, y'all always come back, because again, y'all know Jesus and I do too. If I hear from you on day 366, there is currently a $500 re-enrollment fee. I'm going to charge you again to go through this training, because you're going to get a freshly updated handbook and another year to try this again. But hopefully you're not just doing this to collect dust on something else. This is not another program to buy just to sit around on your laptop and you forgot you invested in. Because whether you take it or not, PayPal is going to take them payments every month. And whether you take it or not, I'm still rooting for you to complete this course. I want to see your name on the testimonial page, on the success stories page, on a video saying the breakthroughs that you too have had, like Coach Andrea, who made $3,000 in her first 2 weeks as a newly certified coach with me. Okay, so that answers that question. Another question someone asked is, how is your course different? So many Black Christian women who join other online coach certification trainings, number one, they're not being trained by someone they can personally relate to, because we're different. My training is different because I look like you. My skin, my story, my struggle, my success is everything you can relate to, right? Let me know, Black hand sides, where y'all at? Also, when you train outside of my organization, you are going to struggle to connect with the human-to-human experience, because again, we're different, y'all. You need someone who gets it. Number three, you also want to know that you're being taught on your level of learning in a way that caters to your individual learning style, because again, we learn different. And number four, you want to make sure you're not missing contact with a coaching community that makes you feel included. Because again, we're different. There are certain things you'll open up and share with a crew like mine that you won't just go share any old place. You also want to make sure that you're not left feeling inadequate with what you've learned. We make sure you get everything you need above and beyond so that you can believe and feel like you don't need more teaching. You good. You're going to go practice what you learned and then come back for more with the continuing education bonuses that come. It's an $11,000 coaching package worth of bonuses that's included in the training, completely complimentary. It comes with the course. You also want to leave believing that you're prepared to go out to coach, to find coaching clients, to build your coaching business. So my coaching company offers all of that. That's how I came up with this list. I just did the opposite of everything we do. So another question, we've talked about this in previous days training. Someone says, isn't certification just a piece of paper? So there's a scripture in the Bible that reads again, and I'll quote it again. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. Psalms 1 and 2. And what that means is when someone or in the coaching community, what this means is when someone sells you on the idea that you don't need a certificate as a coach, they're usually trying to get you to be distracted, turn your head the other way. they're really secretly stripping you of a chance to better yourself and gain knowledge and learn the skills to connect with the new community of support and implement the information you'll obtain as a newly certified life coach by going through a certification process. That usually leads to imposter syndrome, because when you listen to that person and you go do what they say, where are they now? Can you find them? How's their business doing? So usually people like that have a hidden agenda and they're selling you something else. Again, trying to convince you to copy and paste what they're doing, what's working for them, aka shiny object syndrome. And this usually leads to the uncertified attempting to coach. And I told y'all what non-certified coaches usually are at risk for. It's the blind leading the blind. It's hurt people hurting people because they don't know. So you got two uncertified, uneducated people in the process of coaching, and you one of them trying to help, but you causing the most damage. Another question I get is, will I need to take continuing education units, also known as CEUs? So additional trainings are available, but they're not mandatory. And again, they're already included as a complimentary gift in the training. You'll see that over at www.blacklifecoachcertification.com. It's pinned in the comments here on Facebook. Question, will I be able to carry my certification across states? So once you get certified, this is not counseling. Counseling limits you to your state, and you can lose your license when you break some rules. But as a coach, you'll be a respected, credentialed, recognized Black woman Christian certified life coach with international impact and global reach. Translation, you can go anywhere in the world, let people know you're a coach. If they ask for a copy of your certificate, you'll have it. If they need verification, they can call my office and I will vouch for you as long as you've been doing good in the hood. I follow your journey, I follow your story, and you're good to go. And again, you don't have to renew that certificate. The continuing education is already in the training. So you got everything you need to be successful as a coach. And it's not a one-stop shop for everything. It's just the beginning, setting that basic foundation, as we talked about recently, Black Life Coach 101, okay? Another question, will I need to be recertified after a certain period of time? And we've kind of already addressed this, but the answer is no. You don't need to be recertified. However, if you've been through another outside certification training process, but you don't really feel fully confident in your new coaching skills, I want to personally invite you to join us. Check out blacklifecoachcertification.com right now. I invite you to recertify with us in the one-day Black Woman Christian Life Coach Certification Training and gain clarity, because your vision could have changed from the first time that you went through the training. Things are a little bit different. You can get more competence, meaning you can feel like you really, really know what you're doing. Like if someone asked you a question out of the blue, you could answer it. Or if you had to wake up tomorrow and you were called to coach, you can do it and stand boldly in that confidence. So you will have that confidence as a professionally trained, skilled, qualified Black woman Christian certified life coach who can do what we know as our slogan and our motto is, confidently convert coaching conversations to clients' cash checks and credit cards. That's the goal of our training. Another question, I am already a certified life coach, but what would I learn in this training that I could add to my toolkit? So I personally, again, I'm going to share this story again. I have personally attended several additional life coach trainings, both online and offline. This is pre and post pandemic, okay? But several of which of those trainings can no longer be found online today, sadly. So I know what's out there. I know what's missing. And I also have no way of knowing the extent of what you've learned when you come train with me. So I want you to not walk through my training doors thinking that you know it all. Because even if you've heard something I teach before, you've never heard it delivered the way I do as a Black woman Christian certified life coach who has years upon years of experience in the training field, okay? Getting my hands dirty. So whatever you were taught and what you absorbed and what was not covered in your learning, or if the information may have been given by a fly-by-night training company that you can never find again, I have no way of knowing what you were taught. So when you open your heart and open your mind, then you get to learn and discover how the Black Woman Christian Life Coach Certification Self-Study System is known to and has been said to by several what we call dual certified coaches. So if you've been trained in other trainings, even if you trained with me back in the day in my former partnership, you can come and train with us as a dual certified coach. Our last dual certified coach mentioned how this training filled in the blanks that were missed. And so that's what our training is known to do, to fill in the gaps, to fill in the traps, because some people purposefully leave out information so you can pay them for the next level to learn it, maybe. And so our dual certified coaches agree that our training fills in the blanks of that missing and that modern day information. It's a lot of stuff that's in trainings that are not catered to today's learning with things like technology, social media, etc. So I consider those trainings to be outdated because, again, life coaching started in the late 1980s. And so traditional life coach trainings are based on information from that decade, okay? And the early 90s when the industry was first founded. So many of our dual coaches who have received our most updated version of the training and the certification training, they mention how they've tried other trainings, but they leave feeling unfulfilled. They leave feeling unsatisfied, unseen as a Black woman of faith. Again, it's certain conversations that you just can't have in any old crowd. And so they left feeling like just another number, like they were just being used as that token Black girl to help meet a diversity and inclusion quota. And I personally know white coaching companies who look for Black coaches now so that other Black coaches in the future won't call them out. I mentioned to y'all yesterday during the training how I got the calls during the whole Black Lives Matter movement when the Black dollar disappeared from the white coaching community, and they reached out like, Dr. AJ, what can we do to get more Black people in our training? And I trained white coaches on how to get Black dollars back in their business. But you got to hear how I did it, because I was really mad. I had an attitude the whole training. Anyway, I often get the calls to my office that, going through trainings like that, still they'll leave feeling like something's missing. Plus, it never really hurts to recertify. It never hurts to become a dual certified life coach. Like, that's how you stand out in the coaching industry. Yes, being certified, but if you can say, I've been certified twice or 3 times. We do have a coach in our community that's been through 3 certifications. And like, if you're like me, I've been through 27 different iterations of life coach certifications, online and offline. So that's a bragging right. Like, that is something that nobody else can say. I don't know anybody else that's been trained 27 times. So I share that because it's okay to get a refresher to remind you of the knowledge and information that you forgot you once knew, but you might not have put that information to use just yet. And you get to add Christian coach to your coaching title as a dual certified coach. So remember 2 Timothy 2:15 in the Bible. I shared this with y'all during the other day's training. It says, study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman needed not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. And how in the Christian coaching certification community, this means that it doesn't hurt and it's nothing to be ashamed of if you want to repeat or a refresher course for your training and your lifelong learning needs. So again, since 2014, I'm proud that I've personally been through the life coach certification training process a total of 27 times. I stopped counting at 27. It could have been more, but here we are. I'm real smart, or as my nephew says, her Maud, okay? So Auntie Maud, she went through 27. Okay, so it may also spark something in you when you join us again. You re-surround yourself with a coaching community of other fellow Black women Christian certified life coaches who are putting what they've learned into action daily in their own coaching business. I don't know about y'all, but I get like amped up when I see people who are operating in their gift. like a Beyonce or a Kanye West. I don't care what you say about these entertainers. You can't take your eyes or your ears off of them. They fuel me with energy. And so then I want to go do like, oh, well, what was I supposed to do? You know, even today, I went out shopping, y'all. That's my therapy. I go thrifting. We got a new Goodwill that surprised me. I didn't know was there. So I was also on the phone with one of our future Black life coaches. I was like, girl, it's going to be noisy. I'm shopping, but let's talk. And I shared that because on my way home, I passed our state's farmers market, and they have this beautiful flower shop that they let the public in. So these beautiful arrangements that you see at churches and sometimes sadly at funerals, but also they have a whole other section full of roses and hydrangeas and eucalyptus. And I went specifically because they sell these miniature roses, and today I got the red ones with velvet on them. They're so cute. I can't wait to put them in water. I was going to have them on my desk getting ready to go live, but I wanted to be here with y'all early. And so I share that because every time I do an event like this live, I treat myself to flowers to remind myself to celebrate how far I've come, where I've started, celebrating with you guys. So as I'm buying flowers for me and my desk, when I get to look at them, I'm thinking of y'all, like, oh my gosh, you know, and it reminds me to reach out to my coaches or to connect more with my coaches and continue to build those relationships. But that came because I seen another coach do it when she was in her element. And she mentioned how having fresh roses just does something to you. So walking into this literal freezer or refrigerated room full of all these flowers and smelling that fragrance, I took my mask off. I was in there by myself and I'm like, this moment right here, like that's what fuels me because someone else was fueled in their moment. So it passes down when I see other people operating in their element. It reminds me to do the same and to celebrate how far we've come. And that includes you. So when you surround yourself with another coaching community, it's going to spark something in you. You're going to get like the urge to go out and do better because you're seeing our coaches operate what they learn in our certification in their own lives. And they're having great success with it. Some stuff I don't even know yet. They surprise me once they get the award and make the money and get the deals, you know. So that in turn is going to hold you accountable in your own way. It's going to support you and your coaching goals, and it's going to help you grow your coaching company. One of the, we're getting close to the end of the questions. So if you guys have new questions, post them in the Zoom chat if you're live here on Zoom with me, and or post them in the Facebook chat. Y'all talk to me, let me know. I know I've covered a lot over these last 5 days, but there's always a question that you could ask that I may not have answered just yet. So let me know what questions you have if anything new pops up for you. Another question I received was, what type of interaction do you have with the coaches in this course? So I don't know if y'all have talked to me or not, but I've talked to pretty much most of y'all that's on this training with me, who've been hanging out with me throughout the week. We have at some point had a conversation. And if you say we haven't, go check your inbox right now. I bet you there is a message or there's one to come from me because I believe in connecting. And so in addition to our private exclusive coaching community for our founding 50 and now our original 100, you guys are all in the same group. And it's not the one you're in right now unless you're already one of our coaches. But when you come get certified with us, we have an exclusive private Facebook group, a coaching community. And then, of course, I'm in there, you know, navigating the conversations, connecting you guys to accountability partners and things like that. But in addition to those groups, you have those 50 founding members. Then you're going to have the original 100 that's going to join you on the training this week. And this is where our certified coaches gather. They engage with me. They engage with each other. They'll be engaging with you. So you will have email access to me, text message access to me, which usually looks like Facebook Messenger, throughout and beyond your time in the Black Woman Christian Life Coach Certification Self-Study System. What that looks like is we will not be on the phone as business besties. It will be simply about how you're growing your coaching company. I'm one of the aunties that will call you when you have my niece or my nephew, aka your coaching business, and say, how's the baby? I don't care about you, mama. How's the baby? Hey, daddy, how's the baby? I just want to see my niece or my nephew. That's it. That's all. Friends get mad at me for that, but I don't care. How's the baby? So that's my job with giving you access to me in text and in Messenger and in email. We're simply talking about building your coaching company. I love you, and I know you got you, but let's talk about this business because you came here for a reason, okay? Let's birth this thing. So I know my role in your life is to coach you to where you say God has called you to be. Another question I received was, how often do you offer in-person training? As y'all know from yesterday's training, there are currently no in-person trainings on the calendar or being offered at the moment. We will get back there, and I'm going to have to work out some sweet deal for those of you who come train with me online to come on and train with us live and be our in the audience success story. Like, tell them how you got here and what you've done since you got certified. So your story is going to be there live to inspire someone else eventually. But right now, we have no in-person trainings on the calendar. Another question, when is the next training? This is a home study course. Enrollment is currently open over at www.blacklifecoachcertification.com. You should be there or have been there or on your way there, okay? So this is home study. You're not waiting on me to start. Everything is ready for you to be downloaded in the inbox through our handbook. 125 pages plus all your bonus resources are included in the handbook as well. Let's see, I think we're down to our final few. We had a coach that said, I am also working on my master's. Would you recommend taking some psychology classes? So this is important because, as you know in my story, I started out as a psychology major at Clark Atlanta University, eventually graduated Mercer University with a degree in training and development. Took me 15 years in between the two, but I got it, y'all. So taking psychology courses is going to steer you into learning more toward spending about the next 6 to 8 years in the counseling and clinical arena, not coaching. So I would advise, if you're, taking classes to get a psychology degree or maybe a master's in it, I would advise you to look into the types of psychology courses that are being offered if you're trying to do coaching and psychology. But it's more of a either or. Even though basic psychology 101, the study of human behavior, will help you as a coach, so will things like NLP or neuro-linguistic programming and learning the human mind versus just human behavior, just studying human behavior. It helps to get your hands dirty in the practice of how to help us kind of manipulate our behavior to get to where we really want to go in life. That's what a life coach does. But if you take psychology courses, those courses are being offered to determine how you will land in the counseling field. So ask yourself and help determine before you make those decisions to go to college and pay those thousands of dollars in additional fees, how will you use a degree or more classes in psychology to help you build your personal or your professional coaching brand? How does it go together? How do you make it make sense? Another question, can't I just copy and paste what I see other coaches do online? What y'all think I'm gonna say? So many uncertified, unskilled, and untrained people, they're calling themselves coaches. We've talked about that. This leads to what I call coach hurt. And you've probably experienced some coach hurt. I told y'all I did recently. And so research shows that this also leads to those lawsuits. Like, you can literally Google legal cases out in the public about coaches who have been sued. And we discussed this in greater detail in the one-day Black Woman Christian Life Coach Certification training over at www.blacklifecoachcertification.com. And one thing I know for sure is that you don't want to be stuck with the financial responsibilities of legal proceedings, y'all. It's super scary, no matter what side you on, okay? I've watched it in process, like with a lawyer who works specifically for coaches and how they're trained to manipulate the story to make sure you lose. So is some things that you need to know that I've included in our training to help you kind of beat the system, if you will, meaning that you are not saying certain things, you're not doing certain things, and you're covering your business with the way you word your agreements and your contracts and how you show up and serve your clients. You're staying in your lane as a coach, okay? And you're checking in with your clients to make sure their expectations are being met. You're not lying to people. We definitely don't want to do that as Christian coaches. So, having seen, what happens in legal proceedings with coaches, you don't want to be stuck with those financial responsibilities. You don't want to have that weight of having a lifelong stain on your reputation as a Black woman Christian certified life coach. Like, oh, that just would not. It just sounds heavy. So it makes a world of difference when you're certified, when you're credible, and when you're credentialed. Becoming a Black woman Christian certified life coach is going to add that credibility and professionalism to what you do. So you don't want to belong to or engage with the wrong, types of things that's going to get you into trouble. What you do want to belong to and engage with is an active community of Black women Christian certified life coaches who are also applying the same skills that you're learning, the techniques that you've learned. You heard Coach Andrieka say that. She partnered with Coach Vanessa and learned some new techniques that help her make that first $3,000 in her first 2 weeks as a coach. Let's say you've been to blacklifecoachcertification.com, or you were on our training yesterday where I scrolled with you and showed you what it looks like when you get to the payment, and you say it costs too much. Well, I just want you to know that it's easy to find some free, some cheap information on the internet, okay? Trust me, I've been through several of those so-called trainings, so you don't have to, but you ain't got to always listen to me. I don't want you to feel like just another number and just yet another inadequate online training that's going to leave you feeling like you still need more training. I want you to feel seen, and I want you to feel heard, understood, acknowledged, cared for, supported throughout your entire journey, during and after you get certified, because that is your own journey to building your Christian life coaching brand and your business. And so I want you to be treated how you're going to treat your coaching client. And so while there's no need to depend on the free cut rate type of courses that are out there, there's also no need to pay thousands of dollars that some companies are charging, up to $18,000, $20,000 for you to train with them. These are other privately owned organizations and businesses. For example, people always bring up the ICF, or the International Coaching Federation. I think that's what it stands for. But they ask me about it all the time. And this is a company who have deemed themselves the standard in coaching. And so, you'll hear some people say, make sure it's ICF accredited or whatever, which, no, by the way, we are not affiliated with ICF. I know the founder of the organization, and my mentor trained with him. So we're not affiliated with ICF or quote unquote accredited through them, since accreditation doesn't exist in life coaching. And so accreditation is only for colleges and universities. And again, this is stuff that people won't tell you, but they'll take your money and you'll never get to talk to them or ask them questions, and you go call me crying. But accreditation is for colleges, it's for universities, it's for those post-secondary educational institutions. And it currently, again, does not exist in the coaching industry. So just because you invest weeks or months or the next few years of your life studying to become a coach, or paying thousands of dollars, means nothing. You're going to learn the same information delivered in a different way. So I share that because it's not necessary. It's not a requirement for you to do that with us. It's one day. I've taken out all the fluff. And again, certification isn't even mandatory, but I personally believe that it's necessary. So again, ask yourself, when you rather spend the day learning from someone who studies the industry as a hobby. Like, I read books for fun on how to make this stuff work for y'all. And so I've studied the industry from its foundation to now. I relay it back to you and how it applies to your Christian-based life coaching business, all at a fraction of the cost that I've invested in my own university training. Remember that $145,033 and some change? I'm giving you like the 1% to invest in yourself financially, but giving you that 140K plus of education and experience. So that's why I offer payment options. And so there's always that option for you to continue to join us in classes like this, continue to listen to my podcast, listen to my YouTube channel, follow me on Facebook Lives. Even my Facebook stories are entertaining and educational. And so there are ways for us to work together, whether you're ready to join today or you're going to join before we wrap up next Friday, April 1st at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So again, just to review the whole ICF question, because we got this again, is this program accredited by the ICF? If not, why not? So let me break it down legalistically, okay? The International Center for Life Coach Training, LLC, like all organizations in the life coach certification training space, is privately owned. It has no outside affiliation. So again, there's no such thing as accreditation in the life coaching industry, and all life coach training companies are self-regulated, ungoverned, and unpoliced, and do not require a specific stamp of approval from any other organization. That's like you getting permission from another business to be in business. Why? How'd that work? So our training is specifically for Black women of faith who seek to specifically become a professionally trained, skilled, qualified, certified Black woman Christian life coach, using the degrees and the decades of coaching and training experience of me as a master life coach certification trainer, making us the leader in this space, I am proud to say. So this program is specifically, again, for Black women Christian life coaches getting certified. We are not affiliated with any other organization, and we, again, like they, are a for-profit business, and there's no such thing as accreditation. I gotta say that so that you will understand that life coaching is unregulated, ungoverned as an entity, and we don't have a board or an official governing body to answer to. And so everything you see online saying take this specific type of training, it's only marketing. It's marketing for many training companies that use creative tactics to get you to buy repeatedly, and most people do. But when you know the truth, or what Dr. Angelou said, when you know better, you do better. Another question says, I read that the program was a one-day class. Most programs are 5 to 6 months. How does the certification work? So I've been a Black life coach certification trainer and a master life coach for 9 years. This time next month, y'all, will be my 9-year anniversary. And I've certified nearly 200 coaches worldwide. And I've done so successfully by removing the fluff that most trainings teach. And I know because for years I taught it too. So I knew what I wanted to take out, what I wanted to leave in. I know what you need to know. And our coaches know how to get to the point and coach in order to help their coaching clients have their breakthroughs. And it doesn't take long to learn this life-changing skill. I think we're down to the last couple. Here we go. I read that. Nope, I just read that one. What are the graduation requirements, and is there room to achieve a master life coach certification in your program? So successful completion of the 6-module training that I offer, in addition to an assessment and a coaching viva or a critique, these are all a series that are required for successful completion. Master level coach is not a training we offer right now. Although, much like my journey, our most successful Black women Christian certified life coaches have mastered their own areas of expertise through continuing education with me that landed them, as you know, on reality TV shows, in documentaries, as major conference speakers, as workshop and event hostesses, and as celebrity status inside and outside of our coaching community. So I share that saying you can master your own level of whichever specific niche you choose to specialize in as a coach, and we help you decide what that niche is going to be in the training. Another question is this certification regionally, nationally, internationally recognized? Our 24-hour Black women Christian life coach certification coaches have global and international recognition. One just received her first invitation to speak in France. Lord, I just love the success of our coaches. Another question. I know this course is self-paced as a self-study program, but I'm more of a live, in-person, hands-on learner who needs direct feedback. Is there an accountability piece included? So accountability activities have been added throughout the training that cover all of the three major learning styles, from audio, visual, and hands-on kinesthetic or demonstrative learners. And so we have several coaches in our community with diagnosed ADD, ADHD, like I've shared with you before, multiple sclerosis or MS. Some of our coaches have survived COVID-19, like on the deathbed with the tubes in their throat, COVID-19, that almost took their lives. Many were quarantined taking the training, but they all successfully completed their certification training with us, all in record time. So they knew they had a job to do before they left this earth. And so this, along with several effective and efficient ways for you to contact me as your trainer, and for me to check in on you in your inbox, or if we need to hop on the phone, your ability to reach out to your fellow sister coaches throughout our entire time together, before, during, and after your training, these have all been factored into the course as an accountability piece. So you're here because deep down in your heart, you know that God has called you to become a professionally trained, skilled, qualified Black woman Christian certified life coach with me, with us here at the International Center for Life Coach Training, LLC. And you are ready to invest in your next level today. You can trust the process. You can move forward over at blacklifecoachcertification.com. Let me run through these last few questions. Are there any additional questions that you guys have thought of during our time together tonight? Place them in the chat and let me know. This question says, what are the requirements? The 24-hour Black woman Christian life coach certification self-study system includes a handbook. And again, in the handbook are 6 modules, an assessment, and a coaching critique for you to complete. And it walks you through everything you need. Like, you don't even need me unless something isn't working in your handbook, as far as like a link or a download, okay? This question says, what equipment is required for this training? All you need is an internet connection via a phone, a desktop, a laptop, a tablet, an iPad. That's all that is required to download your handbook and access the audios, the videos, and the worksheets. And then along with, at the end, you need a phone, or you don't even have to have a video camera on your phone, but it helps for you to access your final coaching sessions. You're going to be doing some coaching and you need to be able to reach people, right? How much is the training? Tuition for the 24-hour Black woman Christian certified life coach certification training is currently $1,997. And yes, payment arrangements are available. How much are monthly dues? There are no monthly dues, no renewal fees. If you wait longer than a year, there will be a re-enrollment fee, but you're not going to wait that long, right? Coach Helen said, get you some headphones. She knows personally. Thank you, Coach Helen. That definitely helps during your calls. And that's in our checklist as well, if I'm not mistaken. I need to go back and double check that. So once you register and you purchase the 24-hour Black woman Christian certified life coach self-study system, your certification training is covered. So my final question to you, are you ready to register? If so, check out blacklifecoachcertification.com. Scroll till you see the first enrollment button, or you can scroll to the end of the whole page and read through everything we went over the last 4 and 5 days together, because enrollment is now open for our one-day Black woman Christian life coach certification self-study program. And if you're a Black woman of faith who feels the tug on your heart and you know you're called to coach, then you're ready to make that investment for this training, which is currently, and I gotta say that because yes, the price will be going up soon. I'm so excited about that. But it's currently $1,997, and it's a one-time investment for year-long access. Again, register now at www.blacklifecoachcertification.com. Enter your information and that's it. That's all you have to do. Are there any questions? Because if not, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Future certified Black woman Christian life coach, are you ready? That is my question to you. And I sure hope so, because I've compacted my knowledge of how I've successfully grown my own coaching company. And now I want to help you start building your coaching business. So that's why I've designed the Black Woman Christian Life Coach Certification Self-Study System as a credible, respected, online Christian life coach certification training that is encouraging, it's empowering, it's educational, it's engaging, and it's for today's entrepreneurial Black woman of faith who has a heart to minister and serve other people as a Black woman Christian certified life coach. It helps you become credible in the coaching space, feel accomplished when you achieve it. Right, Coach Helen? You felt accomplished when you finished. The certificate also looks good with your name and your coaching number on it. And then you get to see your name in lights finally in our global coaching directory option. And you can check off that growing to-do list of things that you've always wanted or been meaning to do. And then have those bragging rights knowing that you can one-up your friends and family like, I'm a certified life coach with that shimmy. That's all I have for us today, you guys. This concludes our 5-day Black Future Life Coach Masterclass. We got some other fun stuff coming up, of course, but these 5 days have been so fun. I'm going to miss hanging out with y'all. Make sure you watch the replays before they come down on Friday, April 1st, 2022 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you, okay? Coach Helen says, yes, I'm still excited. I love it. Me too. I'm excited for everyone who's joining us now, everyone that gets to meet Coach Helen and all of our coaches in our private coaching community, whether y'all chat in the inbox or see each other on a future training. It's really, really exciting. Let me check my Zoom chat real quick. Coach Jada says, I'm excited. Me too, Coach Jada. Welcome to the crew, girl. We are so happy to have you. Hopefully you got your handbook downloaded and you're going to get going. I ain't going to pressure you, but I am going to check in. So again, shouts out to our new coaches who joined us yesterday. Shouts out to the replay watchers and those of you who will be joining us very, very soon. I'm just excited for you guys. I got some more conversations to have. So Coach Jada, since you're here with me on Zoom, do you want to come on and ask any questions that you may have or add any feedback about how you may be feeling as one of our future Black life coaches? Now is the time to come and chat with me before we log off.
I'm here. You will hear my kids in the background. But I'm super excited. I finally took the leap of faith, and just by being here during the masterclass, and your explanation, your expertise, and making it comfortable and fun and exciting really kind of drove it home for me. There's Jeremiah. So I am super excited. I've downloaded my handbook already, and I'm preparing to get started and connect.
Yay! So I think you're ahead of the crew. You the first one that told me. I've seen y'all's requests come through, but I don't know who's really started. I've already got one question that's like, how long do I really have? So I'm like, okay, we see who gonna really dive in and take off. So congratulations on saying yes and getting started. And the journey ahead is just so exciting. I can't wait for you. So I'm going to wrap us up, but then if you got time, hang around. I'm going to share some more testimonial videos and let some of our certified coaches take us out with their clips. What this represents is when you come train with me, you get the opportunity to do your own video. And I told you that becoming a podcast guest is an option when you finish certification. So let me end us with, remember, there's someone somewhere. They're waiting on you to walk in your destiny as a Black woman Christian certified life coach over at blacklifecoachcertification.com so they can walk into theirs. Because when you impact one life, you impact generations. And when you let your own light shine, you give others permission to do the same. I'm Dr. AJ Austin. As my man Les Brown says, it's been a plum pleasing pleasure. And I'm going to let our coaches take us out. Here we go. All right. You can't hear them. Man, and I wanted y'all to hear them. So for some oh, let me double check. I know how me and Zoom do. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, it's not letting us hear it, so I'll share it in the Facebook group. I will see you guys very, very soon. Hang out in the Facebook group. I'll share this as a bonus tonight. I'll see y'all soon. Have a great night, coaches. God bless. Bye, y'all.